Laker Nation, you have to be really pumped up. Lakers continuing to make monster moves in NBA free agency. This is the Lakers Report. I am your host, Chase Sr. Be sure to give me a follow on Twitter and Instagram at Chase_Senior. Feel free to slide in my DMs so we can talk about what the Lakers are doing because Rob Pelinka is killing the game. We've talked about this over the last couple of weeks right here on the channel about Carmelo Anthony teaming up with his good friend in LeBron James. That is going to be the case because according to several reports out there, Carmelo going from Portland to Los Angeles to team up with LBJ as well as Anthony Davis on a one-year contract. I really like this deal because after the Lakers had traded for Russell Westbrook, I had said here on the show, the biggest need was that the Lakers needed to address the lack of shooters on this roster. And they've been able to do that in NBA free agency. And I think this roster right now is fully constructed to make another run at an NBA championship, which is very paramount and important considering that LeBron James is 36 years old, going to be 37 years old in December. Carmelo Anthony has turned into and evolved into a very good three-point shooter. You look at what he did with the Trailblazers last year. This is a guy who's going to be able to come in off the bench and score the basketball at a pretty elite level considering what you're paying him at this juncture of his career and the role that he's going to have on this Lakers roster. I thought the past 2 years, really, Carmelo was very good for the Lake Show. Last year, 13.5 points per game. He's become a better defensive player. That certainly wasn't his strength while with the Denver Nuggets as well as the New York Knicks because he didn't always put forward a lot of defensive effort. The last 2 years, as he's been trying to extend his NBA career, that has been the case. The big number there is the effectiveness of Carmelo Anthony letting it fly from deep. He was able to convert on almost 41% of his three-point attempts last year. That's why I'm such a big fan of this signing. Carmelo Anthony, throughout his career, has been able to secure the bag. He's made a bunch of money. I give him props for taking a financial sacrifice because he's not going to make a lot of money with the Lakers. This is his opportunity to chase a ring alongside one of his best friends in LeBron James. These guys have been in the league since 2003, which is crazy. And what a story it could become if Carmelo is finally able to get his first ring and LeBron James is able to get another ring. Your one-word reaction, Laker Nation, to Carmelo Anthony signing with the Lakers. Get those one-word reactions in the comment section right now. I know so many people have been chirping about Melo to the Lakers. Laker Nation has to be very pumped up. Let me know your one-word reaction down below. While I'm very excited about the Lakers signing Carmelo Anthony, I'm more excited about them signing Malik Monk. I did not see this happening whatsoever. Why is that? Because the Lakers don't have a lot of financial flexibility to work with. That's what we've talked a lot about here on the channel. Malik Monk is still a very young player, and I can guarantee you he had a lot of suitors in the open market because in today's NBA, you have to value shooting as well as floor spacers. That's what Malik Monk is, but he's much more than that. I like Malik Monk as an athlete. He can jump. He can leap. He's somewhat crafty. He doesn't have the best handle in the world, but as a consistent knockdown shooter who can go on a hot streak, go on a heater, Malik Monk gives this team a very valuable presence. Let's take a look at what he did last year for a Charlotte Hornets team that was one of the better stories in the NBA. Little less than 12 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, a little more than 2 assists. Malik Monk isn't the greatest all-around player, but for the need that the Lakers have, which is floor spacers and shooters, Malik Monk certainly fits into that profile. So now you have Carmelo Anthony and Malik Monk with some volume in terms of shot attempts from long range, each being 40% guys. I see no reason why that percentage is going to dip dramatically. Are they going to be between 38 and 40%? That's a possibility, but even if that's the case, they are above average shooters at that percentile. Rob Pelinka, I got to give him a shout out because a lot of people were ripping him with the lack of moves early on in the NBA offseason, and the future for the Lakers looks somewhat bleak. They traded away that draft pick. I thought they could have used it. It was okay. But by trading for Russell Westbrook, I thought the fit was somewhat weird. I like it much more now because I'm able to change my opinion with new information. Russell Westbrook isn't really an effective outside shooter. He's somewhat reckless, although he's dynamic at getting to the cup. And the fit of him alongside LeBron and AD, they're not the best three-point shooters in the history of the NBA. And because there's so much financial obligations committed to those players, especially with Russ being due more than $44 million in base salary, I didn't know how the Lakers were going to be able to fill out that roster to provide floor spacing for those three players, that big three for the Lakers. But you get Wayne Ellington, you get Trevor Ariza, you get Carmelo Anthony, as well as Malik Monk, Rob Pelinka crushing it in free agency. And if I'm handing out a grade right now for all of the teams across the NBA in terms of free agency grades, Rob Pelinka gets an A. Laker Nation, if you haven't already subscribed to our Lakers channel here at Chat Sports, do so right now, youtube.com/LakersTV, and turn on those notifications. Therefore, when breaking news like this happens, or the Lakers make any significant move, we will keep you updated. youtube.com/LakersTV. Hit that red subscribe button down below. Help get us to 40,000 subscribers. The Lakers Report, one of our largest channels here at Chat Sports. Why is that? Because Laker Nation is always showing out. Do a quick recap as to what the Lakers have done in this offseason during NBA free agency so far. I think they've been killing the game. Trevor Ariza, you sign him on a one-year contract. You won't owe him really any money, so there's not really a financial commitment there that's going to affect you all that much. Trevor Ariza went to Westchester High School in LA, played his college ball at UCLA, played earlier on in his NBA career with the Lakers. This guy is 36 years old, still gives you value as a defender, a guy who's gritty, has some playoff experience, can knock down some corner threes as well as stretch the floor. How about Wayne Ellington? Really like the signing of Wayne Ellington as well. I think it's important to hit on that because with Wayne Ellington, Carmelo Anthony, and Malik Monk, you have three guys who are some of the premier, in terms of percentages, three-point shooters across the league. And I just think that they factor in so nicely in this Lakers rotation alongside some of the players who already have their contracts guaranteed next season. So Wayne Ellington, also on a one-year contract, I really like it. I thought it was very evident last year that the Lakers missed Dwight Howard from a cultural standpoint, but also the value he gives you defensively and offensively. Dwight Howard, he's headed for the Hall of Fame, right? But 2 years ago, he helped the Lakers really win that NBA championship because he gives you a lot of energy off the bench. He's still a very good shot blocker. He's got great instincts on the defensive end of the floor. Offensively, though, still a high flyer who can catch some lobs. He'll set you some picks, which is good for himself on some of those roles, but also when he sets picks at the top of the key or around the three-point arc, opens up some space for some of these really good shooters to get some shots off, and he's a very good cultural fit. I like Dwight Howard going back to LA for the third time. As for these most recent signings, I touched on it a lot, Carmelo Anthony, teaming up with LeBron James. I'm excited about this because this is peak NBA drama, peak NBA Twitter. And what's missing from Carmelo's resume? It's a ring. And so many people have bashed him, they've dragged him because of the lack of postseason success. I think the Lakers going to be able to have a lot of postseason success this upcoming year, and I think they're in the thick of things in that NBA title contention window. Malik Monk, maybe the best signing of everything that the Lakers have done in free agency. What's interesting here is we're recording this live on NBA Now. I'm not sure what the dollar figure and price tag is going to be from Monk, but I thought on the open market, because of his value in the modern day NBA, he's going to be able to demand $10 to $12 million. Lakers didn't have that money. Now, does signing Malik Monk and giving him a little bit more money signal that Talen Horton-Tucker is on his way out of here? I think that could be the case for the Lakers. Another move, Kent Bazemore. Another guy who has a lot of experience, another veteran. These are the moves that veteran teams make to fill out their roster. So real quick, the Lakers free agency tracker, for all of you Lakers fans who have to be very excited about what Rob Pelinka, this front office, and let's be honest, LeBron James are doing, it all got started with Trevor Ariza. Then they picked up Wayne Ellington. They bring back Dwight Howard, Kent Bazemore. That news and that deal made official late last night on day one of NBA free agency. And on day two of NBA free agency, the Lakers continue to do some really bright, intelligent, smart work. Carmelo Anthony, Malik Monk, financially savvy contracts while filling needs. This is what really smart teams do across the NBA. This is what allows you to compete for championships. And I think what these moves what these moves do, allow the Lakers to get back to competing for the Larry OB. Grade the Lakers free agency moves so far. A, B, C, D, or F. Get those grades in the comment section right now. If you're not saying A, I really don't know what you're saying. I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm not going to be a fraud and just say, oh, the Lakers are doing just fantastic work because we have a Lakers channel here at Chat Sports. I really do believe that the Lakers are just killing it right now.